Hi, TJ.
Hi, can you see me?
I can see you. Can you see me and hear me clearly?
Not yet.
We're getting
So,
it done.
uh,
Can you see me?
hold on, not yet.
Okay.
Um,
Yes.
okay, so hi everyone. Gosh, people are already joining. I don't know why I can't
Oh
see
wow,
you
I can
though.
see you clearly.
What's
Actually,
going
I
on?
like your natural hair.
Ah, yeah, pa.
We're getting it done.
Hey, why can't I see you though? This is not fair. Gosh, I just waved at you. What's going on? Should I add you
Maybe you could
again?
try, but I can see you clearly. Yeah, someone said you can only see. Someone commented that I can only see you. I don't know if that's from me.
So let me add you again. Can you go? Ha! Hold
Hold
on,
on,
hold
hold
on.
on. Let me try.
Okay. Hi guys, hi everyone. Hey, what's in? We can't accept now. What's in? Welcome. We can't accept. We have the guests here. I'll have to introduce the guests first, and then we now accept people as the discussion is going on. Hey, I saw a few people. Lee, thank you for joining. Dove, for allowing me. Oh, Lee, thank you. It was Lee. Wow, Lee, thank you so much. Femi Labi, okay, that's our guest, and MOBOLAJI, and Chris Olajize. So let's do this. Let's do this. I don't know. I have to, okay, accept, go live with MOBOLAJI. Let's see how that will work. Let's see how that will work. Yeah.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Super.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee is back. Thank you so much, Lee. Hi, VJ. Wait, let me see you, Femi. Now I can. Can Mr. Femi send request?
Can you see me now clearly?
Yes, I can see you perfectly.
Oh, super. Lee, yeah.
Perfectly. It feels so good to see you. Gosh, when was the last time we saw
Same here.
like this?
It's been a couple of years.
Yeah, like it's
Give or take almost a decade actually, if we want to take it. I don't think we've always been communicating, right?
on
So it seems like
WhatsApp,
it's not been so long.
exactly.
Yes, but it's almost a decade if I'm correct, if I can think properly.
Yeah. Let me look for the Femi Labi so we could just add him to the.
Yeah, Femi has joined, but I don't think he has sent a request yet.
I just invited him right now.
Okay, good.
Let's see. Thank you, Lee. Lee is actually my friend. She's my assistant director in drama class.
Oh, wow.
And so I didn't know she was gonna come. Yes, me underscore Lee. Thank you, Lee, guys. This is a surprise, actually.
Yeah.
Shall we continue our discussion to Femi?
So let's try to add Femi so it could be wholesome, right?
Yeah.
But if in the next 2-3 minutes he doesn't join, he can always join us. I know he has found a good place because we were chatting.
Yeah.
So he said he has found a good background that is quiet. So he should be able to join. Yeah.
I think I did the best I could with my own background, and coupled with the fact that what now? How are you? Wait, let's even get down to it. How are you? BJ, see your
I'm
face.
all right. Well, I've not changed so much. Maybe physically, yes. If you see me, I've become a little bigger, but
I'm broader.
Still the same guy. Yeah. So exercising a little has helped. A little broad.
Around
But
the chest.
not 6 packs yet, but at least my chest, my arms, very much broad. Yeah.
Terry, thank you for joining. Nice. It's so good to see you. In case you guys don't know,
Same here.
BJ, I call him BJ. People call you BJ, Abby. Is it BJ?
Well, I prefer MOBOLAJI, but you know, to prevent the stress of having to call my full name, I accept sometimes. It's acceptable.
Okay, sorry, I'm so sorry.
But you know, people always have they have sexual connotation to the name, so I try to avoid it as much as possible. To some people, right? But for me, I'm broad-minded. So No, this is not the first time you're hearing that, is it?
No, I actually did not. My mind didn't go to that. I swear that I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
You're a good child now, Abby.
I'm trying. You know, I'm trying.
Yeah. True.
Where is FM now? I've sent him IV.
Maybe this is network. Try one more time. If not, we could start. I'm ready. I'm prepared. I see you have a pen. I have a pen also. So let's get this. Let's get
please,
this.
Guys that are joining, just let us know what you want us to talk about, apart from what we discussed and what we've prepared. Because this is about let's talk masculinity. Oh gosh, I want FM to be here. Thank God, at last.
Finally!
Drum roll! FM.
Just give him some time. It could be network.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? Hi, people. Hi, everyone. I tried as much as possible to make a WhatsApp broadcast before I came online.
I saw that.
You saw that? Okay. I hope everyone got it. I tried
it again. So what you could do again is that you could after we're done with this live session, just post it on your profile. People would always come back and view it. So
yeah,
the network is always and the video is always there for them.
True.
But I think while Femi is trying to join, let me ask you that you're saying we should start talking about masculinity. What is masculinity? What do you understand about us? What do you understand?
Me. Because I did not check it in the dictionary.
I did not say you should check it. I said, what do you understand?
I didn't check it on purpose. It is just on purpose. It's on purpose.
I'm not asking you to give me definition.
Don't check it because it's controversial. Do you understand? Okay. So, what should I say? Masculinity is the art of being masculine. TJ, hide your face. Hey, God. Where's Femi now?
Try adding Femi.
He actually sent a request and I granted it. And then it's saying I should add him again. So I don't really.
Try one more time. Just try it one more time. So we can start.
Yeah, he's even.
Hey! Finally.
Hey, Mr.
I think it's buffering though.
FM. I think it's the network. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I look like someone that has flu?
What is flu? You look fresh, like you just came out of the spa.
Spa. You need to see how I've been taking. Gosh.
Just try to rest and keep yourself warm.
I need tender loving care now. I need some masculinity in my life.
That's why you have all the men around you. I'm gonna warm you up.
I need some masculine energy in my life.
I'm gonna warm you up. I think Femi has finally gotten his hook now. Femi, are you good?
Hello.
Oh, good. We can start the conversation now.
Okay, I just want him to talk. I've not heard him talk. I want to hear.
Okay.
I think the network is really bad on his side. So bad.
Yeah.
So let's just continue then. So I was saying.
Okay, so you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were asking that what is masculinity?
What's masculinity? Yes.
Let me check the dictionary, I beg.
Don't check dictionary. Like for me too, I didn't look for technical words. I didn't go doing research. I want us to be plain to let's have a conversation, right? And one thing I think is a problem is that we don't even talk about it enough. So it's difficult to know what we're talking about. For example, we talk about breast cancer. You know that there's breast cancer awareness. They have the pink ribbon. They have walks every day. The Man's Day is in November. It's not celebrated. Father's Day is once a year. It's not celebrated. Mother's Day this year alone. I know we've done 3 Mother's Day, and we are just in May. So is it that we don't want to talk about men, or we feel like it's a distraction, or we the men we don't like attention? Because there are some things that we should look at both genders. Some genders love to be pampered, to be taken care of, to to like you were saying, I need some tender love and care. If a man says I need tender love and care, be like, what? Yeah, a man now. What do you?
Tender loving care, TLC. I think they taught us that thing.
Yeah.
Is it agriculture? No, it was at Livingston days.
It was at Livingston we learned in agriculture. That's for animal husbandry. So yeah, so why are men not discussed? Why don't we talk about men enough?
Wait. So I think Mr. Femi too read agriculture. He studied agricultural economics.
Oh, Femi Labi, are you an agriculturist in training?
So I think he is. I think he told me he studied agricultural economics.
Oh, nice.
So we are all agriculturists. Anyway.
From training.
Anyway.
Not practicing.
I'm practicing agro-cosmetology.
Oh, good. Femi, we can hear you finally.
Agro-cosmetology. Network at Mr. Femi's side is not pleasant.
I think the network is not strong enough. So TJ, like, yeah, we can hear you faintly, Femi. It's breaking off.
Yeah. Can you hear us? Coughed. That fine boy. Hey, Tommy, what? You know this boy now? This fine boy that is talking. Tommy, what? he studied. What did he study? AXD or so.
Well, okay. So I think you should answer the question. Then we ask him too how he's practicing. If you can answer the question.
Cosmetologist.
You're a cosmetologist. Remove the agro prefix.
I make cosmetics from agricultural products and byproducts. Organic cosmetology. Guys, I'm practicing and I do my agricultural economics on every of my inputs and outputs. I do marketing. I start
we hear you. We hear you. Yes, oh, agricultural economics, just like me. That's nice. Just like us.
We did a lot.
Yeah.
Sampling everything. Tell me where did this arrange for my vehicle? I can't remember.
So yeah, let's go back to the discussion. What do you think is the major reason we don't talk about men? And I'm talking to you as a woman because it's good to have a balanced conversation.
But we have not finished introducing you now.
He's not introducing at all. We're trying to wake Femi. We're trying to let Femi connect. I think Femi is connected now.
Are you angry? Are you angry at women? You just don't.
No, not at all. Which is me, please. Let's Femi talk so we know that Femi can connect with us. Then you can do the introduction.
Okay.
Hi.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. What's up?
Hi, sir. I'm good.
It's good to see you, bro.
TK.
Hi, FM.
Wow.
What's pop? What's pop?
Nothing much. Oh, sorry about the net.
It's okay.
It's fine. We understand.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The network is having issues again. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just introduce you guys and then we move.
Introduce them because start. Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On this live video, my name is TJ Snimi Olakojo. As you all know, I do many things. I wear many hats. Like DJ said to me 2 days ago, I wear many hats. I'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself. Tell us all the hats. So, just in short, I'm an actor, I'm a model, I'm an wellness coach, which embodies cosmetology, agro-cosmetology, mental health, spirituality, etc. Don't worry, you guys. When you go on my YouTube channel, you understand. This girl is not complicated. She's just focused and she's taking her dreams one step at a time. So that's just it. So that's it about me for now. So I have MOBOLAJI ATOLAGBE. Hey, God, I'm sorry. Is it ATOLAGBE or ATOLAGBE?
ATOLAGBE.
Hey, I'm sorry.
ATOLAGBE. It's fine.
ATOLAGBE, MOBOLAJI
Yes.
in the building. On the line.
That's
On the line.
interesting.
So yeah, you have the floor.
Oh, great. Let me introduce myself shortly. I hope Femi will be able to connect later.
Okay.
My name is MOBOLAJI ATOLAGBE. Like I told TJ, I wear many hats. By day, I'm a project manager for a startup. The other things I do, I'm a business consultant. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. And I love being involved in improvement of society. And that's why something like masculinity would always cross my attention, and I would always want to speak about it. I volunteer for some non-governmental organizations. Some of them are Man Enough Club, which talks about masculinity.
Wow.
House of G3, which is about the grooming of young godly men. That's what we call them, godly gods. So we reach out to children, or male children between the ages of 5 to 20, trying to groom them to be better boys, to be better men. And I work with PTEF, Potential Talent Expansion Foundation, which tries to bring people to use their natural talent to work well in society. So those are some of the things I do, like I'm majorly focused on at the moment. There are other things that are still in the background that are grooming to get us to the $1 billion mark, to be able to assist the world to become better. But for now, this is me.
Wow, you are a whole lot actually. No wonder
that breaks down the things I do at the moment.
No wonder you did. I could writing only project management is like.
No, forget about writing the exams. Usually writing exams, it's not difficult for me. I have a diploma in ACCA. I'm currently pursuing Agile in project management. I have a few other things I'm writing at the background, but that's not why we're here. Let's talk about why we are really here.
Yeah, wait. Hold on now. Calm down. Are you going somewhere?
How long is our discussion? Are we going all night? I don't want to bore people.
Don't worry. We'll just, the thing is, I just want to create a very relaxed atmosphere.
Okay.
Yeah, something that is not tense. Like so people can flow, because this topic is very, very serious, but at the same time, we are trying to find a way for it to really penetrate without it having to be heavy. Do you understand? So that's why I'm just going, on a very cruise level.
Informal process.
Yeah.
No, let's cruise now.
Yeah.
Let's cruise.
That kind of thing. Because the world is serious enough. I don't know if you get me.
There's a quote I say that angels take themselves lightly. That's why they can fly. We carry too much things on our head.
Sure, you get.
It's not about your efforts. It's not about. God is a major factor, but you need to put in the work, nonetheless. But it's not just about effort. You need to position yourself, pray, have grace, have wisdom, direction.
Exactly.
So if we want to talk, maybe we talk now. Now, why are we there?
You can use any but just something everybody understands. Just free yourself. Do you understand? So you mentioned Man Enough Club and Godly Work.
Yeah, House of G3. So raising godly gods. Those are some of the masculine groups I'm part of.
Wow.
Right? Man Enough was created by a friend of mine, King Blessed. Then the House of G3 was created by one of my mentors. She has raised in her own family 9 boys.
What?
Yes, her parents died when she was young. She was the first child. She was the only daughter. Had 4 or 5 boy siblings.
Wow.
So she raised those siblings in her own marital home. Then God blessed her with 1 daughter and 4 boys. I think 4 or 3 boys on her own. Then she has raised cousins and people around. So her alone raised 9 boys. So she understands the complexity of raising a male child in this society. You don't understand what they want, how difficult they might be, what they might need. They might have a lot of energy, and as a woman, you don't know, is this boy just being a rebel? And she shared a story that I'll share today, right? She said that at some point in her house there were 5 boys, and she's very meticulous with her cash, and she dropped her bag somewhere, and her money got stolen.
Wow.
On a normal day, a parent is going to lash out. She just called a meeting. of the 5 boys in the house, I know none of you are thieves. I know because I'm raising you. I know. So I'm not going to punish anybody. I'm going to talk to you one after the other.
Yeah.
Whosoever took my money or mistakenly put it in his pocket should
Let's
return it.
person.
You know, and she dropped her bag in the room and she went back to the room after like 30 minutes and the money was there. And she talked to the boys one-on-one. Hey, what happened? It's not me. Hey, what happened? It's not me. The person that stole the money told her it was me that took it. And this was the reason I took it. I was angry at you. There were certain things I wanted to do with money you did not give me at that time. And she explained to him that, okay, it's not like maybe I didn't explain properly to you. I love you. I want to give you the best. But at that point, it wasn't available.
Yeah.
What can we do to work things out? And she did not ever, till this, say that nobody of the boys that stayed in that house knew who stole the money, apart from her and the culprit.
Wow.
So that's understanding the psychology of a boy. That's understanding that there might be a rebel in somebody. And you know, if she took the point of flogging everybody, she might have not gotten back that money. She might have not gotten the love.
Yeah.
You know, and that would have been a teachable moment that would have been lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? And those are things that as parents or as people that have men around you or young boys going around you, you just feel, he's stubborn, I will beat him, I will crack you. It doesn't work like that. There are a lot of things that have changed, you know, and now more than 14, join bad gang, join a bad group, make money, and not go back to the house.
Yeah.
So when we're talking masculinity, it's not a topic that I think we should hide under the pedestal somewhere that, oh, it's not important. Men are critical in the society. Men need to be understood. Men need to understand how to raise other men because there are not a lot of fathers are engaged in the grooming of their children, especially the boys. They will leave it to the woman. The woman is already has a lot of tasks. She's working a full-time job. She's raising the children. She's taking care of the house. She has to meet targets or deadlines at the office. The husband is going to ask for sex after she has done all the work all day long.
You said ask for sex.
And she's human. You don't expect her to be 100% there all the time. We need to understand what is my work as a man. What am I meant to do to make life easy for my family? You know, things like that. And if we don't have these conversations, we just be like, that woman is stubborn, after all the money I give her. It's not just the money. Most times, the men's attention is needed in the family. The men's attention is needed in the household. The young boy needs to have a mentor, a model that he will look up to and say, when I grow up,
I want to model my life.
I want to model my life after this man.
That kind of
And those are the little things that we don't discuss about. Shey, that intro is good, Abi.
Funny enough, do you know that I did not know that you belong to any male club? I didn't, like, you know, the thing is, you know me on WhatsApp, I talk, I ask questions.
Yeah.
Then all those times that I will ask questions on my status and then you reply. Then, you know, when I received this, let me quickly give a brief story about how this whole let's talk masculinity came about. It was, I think I've told you before, but let me just say it out there because of people.
Yeah.
I'm so privileged to be very, very spiritually inclined. So I just knew it was the time for something like this because I have a lot of male friends and I have male siblings. I have male colleagues. I just hear the way they talk, and it was actually giving me this. I was so uncomfortable. It was even actually affecting my relationship, but it wasn't actually this let's talk masculinity. I had to make sure that I was healed from my past relationship before I could do it. So it won't be like I'm doing let's talk masculinity because of my relationship. No, it's like a lot of guys are just bottling a lot of things out, and then probably because I'm privileged to be in the midst of males, I can hear the first-hand information. It's true they say that men don't talk, but my guys talk to me. I don't know if that makes sense. They talk. They say a lot. You know, I could be on the phone with my male friends for 6 hours talking. And then we're not dating, we don't have any strings attached, we've never dated before, we are just talking. And then I see the same thing happen with all my male friends. They keep talking about the same thing. So that's one of the major reasons why I'm saying, okay, you know what, guys, let's just do it. Let's talk masculinity. So thank you, BJ. That was hot. Please wait.
But the thing about it is that I think, and I agree with you to a large extent. I'm also very spiritual. All the groups I said I've joined and I'm active with, it was a prompting, right?
Yeah.
For House of G3, I was invited to speak in one of their programs, and since then I volunteered 100%. My time and my efforts, I'm 100% with them. In fact, we had a program early this year. We went to the community in Oregon, and we had the go ahead of the ballet. We spoke to the community for 2 hours straight. People came from their homes. Mothers came out to share their experiences. Fathers came, spent the entire 2-3 hours with us. We spoke in Yoruba, spoke in English, spoke in Pidgin.
Yeah.
So we cut across the cultural diversity.
Wow.
And the impact we had in just one community, I felt if I had the funds, we should replicate that in every place in Lagos, in every local government in Nigeria. Because it's not like the parents don't want the best, but they don't know how. They've not had the feedback of bringing up boys. And there is always this myth that boys are difficult to bring up. They are stubborn. They don't listen. But did you even understand the perspective of the boy child? Because if you are talking about masculinity, that's when he's been man. But let's talk about how was he raised? How was he raised as a boy? Who did he look up to? Were there any societal guidelines? Because children would only do what they see.
Yeah.
Children never do what you tell them to do. They will speak the language they hear you speak. They will take the actions they see you take. So who guided him? How did he become a riffraff? Because he followed the wrong path. And who allowed him to follow the wrong path? The people that God had given the responsibilities to be parents did not do their job. That's what it just means. So even before we talk about masculinity, I'm even talking about, let's talk about how are the boys being raised? How was I raised as a boy? Was that something I could have done better? Was my environment right?
Yeah.
Was I maltreated? A lot of boys are sexually molested when they are children, and nobody knows.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to talk about, and I'm glad you've brought about this platform. I just pray that we can reach out to people that need healing, that need to talk, that need to learn, because it's also a place that we should learn and have useful conversations to know, this thing, it's not a joke.
Exactly.
It's not a joke. I saw Femi trying to join us again.
Yeah, I actually added him, but it's not working. I don't know. I think we should just carry on. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
So let me just ask you officially now. Can you answer the question because you're our guest? That's why we brought you here. Officially answer. What is masculinity?
Masculinity. I think it's technical. I think it's not complex, but it's a whole overarching topic. For what I understand, masculinity is the way men would act or react, or that's the way men should be in society. The responsibilities they hold, the roles they play, the way that the society views them, the mentorship role they're meant to be, right? And that's the overarching theme. But I think that many people have taken masculinity alone to mean toxic masculinity, which is the negative side of it. I think for every single thing, there's negative and positive, right?
We'll still talk about that. We'll still talk about
I think it's critical to talk about it. Yeah, I think it's critical to talk about it. Maybe one of your topics. But men being men is what I think masculinity is. Men being men, testosterone, having that vibe, the strength, there's some men that when they enter the room, that. So I think that's what masculinity is. Men being men, and that's what it's important, because some people now water down being a man being wrong, being strong being wrong, having presence and knowing your worth being wrong. I think every individual that is born of a woman has worth, and a man should not feel like he has less worth in society or more worth in society. We have our roles to play. We have our responsibilities. We should respect each person according to their responsibilities and hold them to it. Because one thing that we do is that, again, because it seems to be normal, we don't hold people to integrity in their responsibility. And it allows some men to play the negative card all the time. I'm a man, there's nothing you can do to me. You have your responsibilities, you have things you're meant to do. So that's
let's wait for BJ. Okay.
I'm back.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I'm listening. So you stopped that negative card.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's a place, there's a song that says it's a man's world, right? But, you know, sometimes it's a man's world, right? As some people say, who runs the world, girls. It's not a competition.
It's true.
It's not a competition. It's not a competition.
I think I wrote,
it's not a competition.
Yeah, it's part of what I wrote as the question I like. It's a man's world, true or false. So you're already bringing it up little by little.
But I don't think so. But the role of the man has always been in the forefront. And trust me, society has been built around men. The engineering that you've been seeing, most mathematicians, most of the difficult jobs, most of the physical leading jobs that you see are done by men. Road building, house building, telecoms building, all the internet that we are enjoying, most of the heavy work was done by men. The railroad, in the UK, you will see how the tube system is just wonderfully done.
Yeah.
Most of the workers that did those things were men,
yeah.
right? So the main society has always been around men building things. In the past, men were the hunters, were the farmers, the women would be the one to take care of the home and things like that. So society was built around the strength of men. And even most of the machines that we are using, right? The cell phones in your hand, most of it were created by the ideas of men or works of men, you know? So society was built around that. And we've always been on the forefront of wanting to do or achieve more or to break the frontiers. The first cars were built by men. The first aeroplanes were built by men. So I'm not saying that the women don't have anything to do. Some of the first DJM devices that we're enjoying now were built by women. The first Wi-Fi was built by women. The codes that was used to send the space shuttle to the moon and back, the codes were written by women. So yes, there's a balance, but the core of the work, of the hard work, has been done by men. So you see that men are natural providers. Men are natural. They want to break the system. They want to break the barriers around things. So I feel like when they say it's a man's world, they think it's because the man is the one in forefront of doing things like that. But the men are also at risk. You know, there is, when you go to war, most of the people at the war front in Ukraine and Russia are men. They did not allow men to leave the capital. They did not allow men to join the trains. Their wives and their children were those that left. Yeah. So they think because the men are the ones in the forefront, they don't understand that at the background, there's a lot of influence that is done by women. There's a lot of influence. Most men will tell you, most family men will tell you the reason why they are going to work, going to, you know, hustle. It's not because of themselves.
It's because
it's because of their family. It's because of their house.
Yeah.
You know? Most men I know would not change their wardrobe in 2, 3, 4 years. That's the truth. They try to say, okay, wife, you take this one. Buy something for your birthday. Ask men that are around you. How many times when last did you buy a good shoe for yourself?
I don't have any man around.
Well, you're not here, maybe nah. No. This your friends that are saying that you're talking on the phone for 6 hours. Ask them.
I'm trying to take care of themselves.
No, I'm not saying that they don't, right? I'm saying that they put their family first.
Yeah, if they are family men. For example,
yeah,
SM is married. That's why it's one of the reasons why I wanted him to be really here so we can because he's married, you know, with kids, and he would have really supported this notion.
You know, it might not be so. The thing is this: for every theory, it's not going to be all men, right? It's not all men that will put their family first, but most.
Yeah.
You understand? So I think in a way the way the man is in society is a provider, is a protector, is a leader. And sometimes being those things are difficult. To consistently be those things without having a break. When school fees is done, you're paying rent. When rent is done, you're buying a show for one birthday, something. When that one is done, is your wife's birthday party. Next month is anniversary.
And the pressure is on. Let's hold on. Okay, so like the pressure is on the man to be
the man must deliver now.
Yeah.
The man the man must deliver.
Wow.
So and those are some of the things that we don't talk about. Some men were at jobs that they don't like. Their bosses would abuse them straight in their faces, but they cannot quit. Because if they quit, what would they do?
Yeah.
Would they go home to say, my dear, he fired me today, or I resigned because my guy was abusing me? He would man up, he would stay there, no matter how the detriment of his mental health. Maybe he can now plan to be applying for a job while he's still there, But the man will not just take a leave.
Okay, so let me quickly ask this question of number 3 is crying a sign of weakness, and then I remember that you wanted to treat only like number 1, 4, and 7. Are you there? Hello. Hi.
I can hear you very clearly. I see you. I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, it's blur. Actually, I think you are getting blurry.
I'm not getting blurry in Jesus' name.
No, you're fixed. You know what I'm saying. Hey God, but like I can't really see. It's not really clear from this.
Okay, I think there's a lighting in my vicinity. Let me see if I can try to get better lighting.
There will be a time when we allow people to talk, but there are still some questions I would like to ask you with respect to that.
Yeah, you can ask. I'm trying to see if I can improve the lighting.
Okay,
well, ask away, please.
Yeah, so I know that you wanted to stick with number 1, 4, and 7. But
yes.
Now, when you mentioned, the man has to man up, do you understand, at work because you cannot leave. And then I remember that number 3 is crying a sign of weakness. So and in my own personal jotter, I wrote be a man. So are you trying to say that when they say be a man, does it mean that you have to damage yourself because you have to be a man?
You have to be a man. My answer to that question is quite simple.
Okay.
The answer is no. You don't need to damage yourself. I don't think it's right for you to break down totally.
I can't see.
I don't think it's right. Yes, I know. I'm trying to fix the yes, the lighting challenge. Yes. So, but I'm trying to also explain that I don't think it's right to damage yourself because you are trying to provide for your household or for yourself.
Yeah.
It would not be, in the long run, there will be more negatives than positives if you do that, right? So it's best to manage your mental health. And the question that you asked, is crying wrong?
Yeah, because they say, the reason why I linked the two together is because, whenever anything happens to a man, and whenever anything happens to anybody, but human being, and then it's so painful, you want to just shed tears.
Yeah.
But because you're a man, they're saying be a man. You have to, like in Yoruba, they say shaka kuri. You have to swallow. Yeah, be a man up. So that's why I asked that question. Okay, if a man is struggling and he just steady tears, does it mean he's less of a man?
No, not at all. In fact, I think the best of men cry.
Nice.
I think the best. I think because it's an emotion. Crying is an expression of emotion, right?
Yeah.
It's an expression of emotion, and what besides crying? Crying is now, when you're weak or when you're tired, that's when you cry. Crying can be useful to express your emotion. can be very, very useful. It's a useful tool. And that's why you realize that when you ladies cry, you feel better.
I don't know.
You feel better.
I don't, but you feel,
Most ladies,
you feel relieved.
most ladies, you feel relieved. It might not solve the problem. It might not give you the answer you're looking for.
Yeah.
But you feel a little better.
Yeah.
So ask anybody that has lost a dear one, that did the crying bring the person back? No. But during the crying, did you feel some sense of relief that, this is my dad that died though, or this is my mom that died? Sure, God knows best. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it might not be the solution, but it gives you an emotional relief.
Yeah.
And that's what many men would not do, cry. Because of what the society has brought us to understand that crying is a sign of...
No, yeah, that's right.
So I think it's right to cry.
Okay, so what if the
tears.
man is still saying, you know what, I'm not going to cry? Because let me share an experience with you. So I have this, a very quick one. So I used to have this very, very tight male friend that his daddy died. Was so brutal because we were in church that day, and then they broke the news to him that his daddy died. And then I was trying to, as a very good friend, I was trying to just calm him down. And then it was just all blank. He went for the burial. I couldn't go for the burial. My mom didn't allow me to go because I was in secondary school. I was so young. So I couldn't go, but I was crying all through. Like, even when I went to visit him in the house with his mom and everything, everybody in the family is saying he's the only one that has not cried.
Yes.
And that happened 2008.
Yeah.
Now, do you know the time he actually cried?
When?
2021.
Yeah. almost more than 10 years. That's like 13 years.
Yeah, 13 years. He actually called me and said, "LTJ, do you know I actually cried?" Then, so you've cried, and he got. I'm sure that for him to have called me to give me that news,
tell you,
because it affected us, it affected him, it affected everything in his life because he could not bring himself to express himself. It affected everything.
Yes.
He could not.
Yes.
Education-wise, his life was not just making sense.
True. And those are the things that we train our boys to be, not to express emotion, right? And emotion is a critical part of every living thing. In fact, you'll be surprised, animals have emotions. Animals are hurt. Animals are angry. So if something that cannot speak English, that cannot even communicate using words, can feel emotion, how much we are intelligent, we observe and absorb a lot of information very easily. Why can't we also express ourselves? And it's just a societal myth that men should not cry. For me, if hurt happens emotionally, cry. But I tell men, or what is best to do, depending on the situation that you are in, cry privately, because you're a leader. You might not wail in public. These are some things that people don't. You can cry, but tears can drop on your eyes in public. It's not bad. It happens because you're also human. But there is a factor, and this is one thing about human psychology. People look up to men. People look up to us a lot, right? And weakness will transfer to others. So I'll give an example. Let's imagine something happened. You would realize that a couple, a man and a woman, maybe God forbid they lost a child, right? The woman would look up to her husband for strength. And if you can't find strength in him, what happens? I'm not saying the man should not cry. I think it's almost as painful. I've spoken to fathers that have lost their children. I think it's as painful to a mother that loses a child as it is to the father too, right? But the expression is usually different. I'm not saying that you should not cry. Wail. In fact, you can wail with your wife, right? But at some point in public, we need, and that's one of the problems that come with it. The person, your friend, for example, stayed in character for over 13 years. And that destroyed some parts of his life that it would have been better if he cried for 2-3 years and he was able to focus on his life again. Because we tend masculinity or being a man as being a rigid, non-emotional, you can't talk, you can't cry, you know, you just take it like that. You know, and that stoicism happened from our father. When we used to say our fathers, no emotion. When do you see your father smiling and laughing? When do you see your father crying? We were already grown up. I was grown up. My dad, before I could see my dad shed tears, I was grown. And it was then I knew that, this thing, don't play with it. When my elder sister got married, and tears rolled down from my dad, and my dad, stoic, like when you say man's man, tears rolled down from his eyes. My brother-in-law, she tried nonsense. If my brother-in-law, you understand? But it was fine in that kind of situation that it was emotional.
Yeah.
With his daughter getting married, it is fine for men to cry, but there are many above that. It's fine. There are other things that are under it that, yes, in some certain instances, there are ways that you will have to work around it.
Yeah.
But say, and that from childhood, you notice they can be beating a girl and she will cry all day. Leave her, they beat her, leave her. If a guy should start crying, if I hear pen, you're in ban. Don't cry. You're beating somebody, you're asking him not to cry. Is that not double punishment?
Yeah.
You know, so from the upbringing in the schools, you will see they will beat a girl, she will cry, sorry, teacher so and beat you. They will beat a man, you chest, you hold it. You know?
I mean, man,
and those are I mean, that's not being a man. Those are the things that, so that kind of person can now take violence to his home. That I'm a man, I should be able to exhibit.
Some level of insensitivity.
Yes, you're not meant to show that you're a man by raising your hands on your wife or your children. Yes, you could correct your children by beating someone, but as a man, you are meant to protect that. That's their safe place. They should know that they are safe around you. You should not become the villain. So those are some of the wrong orientations that we get from when we're younger. That just allows it to fester. It's not broken down to us that, okay, this is why you should be. This is when they say show more current. This is what it means.
Yeah.
Because when you ask questions, they don't give you answers because they themselves don't even understand the basis behind it.
Wow, thank you so much.
Make her cry. Let me give you another personal story, right? My mom she's in the health sector, she's a matron, she's a retired matron. So when she was bringing us up, she understands empathy and emotions in bringing up children.
Okay.
I, as a child, I never cried. Like, you beat me, I'll be looking at you. You abuse me, I don't show emotion, right? And she started getting concerned that, hey, if I'm not bringing up a villain like this, this boy will not go. Hey, no empathy, no emotion. Hey. Something happened. Sorry, straight face. He said that, I think, I can't remember exactly, but she, the mother's child, that at some point I think I was punished at some point, maybe at primary school or so, and I cried. And as much as being a mother that seeing a child cry hurt her, she was also happy that, so you can cry. So you can have emotion. Yeah. It's going to pay you to enough to, you know? And that was, for me, also teaching me that as a man, I have my emotions, right? And nobody should invalidate it because of their misconception that you're a man. If you have a heartbreak as a man, if it is hurt and you want to cry, go inside, cry. You see the ladies, Tune broke my heart. After 2 days, she has moved on. Why? There's some respite.
As soon as possible.
There's respite. But the man has break. Tinuke will break his heart. TJ Sinemu will break his heart. William will break his heart.
My name? I've never broken.
Didn't you break someone's heart? Didn't you? So, and he'll keep everything. He'll model it up. And you'll see, why is he lashing out? He'll now say he wants to marry Titi. You'll now see that he's hard. He's a hard guy. Everything is has compiled into him.
Hard guy.
Yeah.
So we have established the fact that masculinity is not equivalent to hard guy. Why is Terry laughing? Terry, tell us why you're laughing. So thank you. The another question I want to ask is that number 4 now. I think you've kind of answered it, but I would like to know, or let me rephrase the question. So the question originally is, how are men wired in general? So let me say, how should men be wired? Because like you said, men it all starts from when we're kids, you know, when you're a child, you know.
Yeah.
So how should a male child be wired?
That's very technical. Very that question is carrying weight. There are lots of requirements for men. Their tasks are, I would say, responsibilities that we are given just because of our agenda. Like I said, men are leaders, men are providers, men are protectors. And that's why you would see, if you're in a group, let's say you're a group of 6 or 7 walking down the road, and there are 2 guys and 5 girls, and they hear noise in front. Who are the people that will stand in front of the women? It's the guys.
Guys, no.
Right?
Yeah.
It's because we've already wired it that, guy, Alpha protects this. You know, so there are a few things. Yes, protect the woman, protect XYZ, ensure that everybody gets home safe. Right? And that in and of itself is a leadership position. So how we should be wired versus how we are wired are 2 different things. How we should, I would go with should, right? We should be wired to lead ourselves first before leading others. And that's why there are problems in relationships. You would see men that can't even lead themselves. They don't know what they want. They don't know. Terry said if he was him, he will run. I said, meant if you like run, the other girls and I said, you left us. So, but that's the natural inclination for a man.
So that's another perspective. It's not every guy that will be protected.
I've seen and I've heard of situations that is the girl, and not just in movies, sometimes in America, it's the girl that will hold the gun and say, guy, or tell her boyfriend or guy that I'm going to protect you and stuff. No, it all comes from your perspective, your upbringing, what you've done before. Some guys cannot fight to save their own life, not to talk of protecting someone.
Like in Nigeria, some guys cannot pull they cannot pull generators.
Do you understand? Some guys cannot, you know, it depends on the upbringing. And you see some women in that same place that's in Nigeria talking about, that can service the gen, change the oil, remove the spark plug. They are fixing this is the thing that spoils, and they say I bought the parts myself. And so there is a variety of things that how we are meant to and what we are. Right? And it doesn't mean that the guy that doesn't know how to do those things is not a man.
So that's another perspective.
Because you realize that some people will now use that as a grade that man that cannot fix something is not only a man. You need to understand that it comes from the personality. It comes from the environment. It comes from what you are taught.
Your personality.
Do you understand? Yeah, there are some people like Terry said that there are some people that they can't. Personally, I used to hate fixing things with my hands. I will call the electrician. It's simple fan. I'll call the electrician and I'll say, bro, Alpha, what about paying for his job, right? Then I realized that in certain instances in the future, I need to be using myself. I need to fix things myself. Then I started learning. And I think my younger sister is even on this call. She will tell you that personally, I started fixing stuff myself because I decided to go and learn that process. So is personality, is environment, is your self-belief or self-challenge that, okay, yes, I need to do this. But me not being able to do everything that they say a guy should do doesn't make me less of a man.
Wow.
The same way that some women can cook for Africa, forget, Atarodo, everything, this doesn't make her better a woman than the woman that doesn't know how to cook Indomie.
That one is very difficult because
no, it's difficult. The woman that doesn't know how to cook Indomie can go and learn to cook Indomie if she wants to.
I get you.
Right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't make her less
of a woman.
She now has to go and improve her skills to become a better woman.
Yeah, sure.
You understand? So I don't think it's right that we say, okay, because a man doesn't do XYZ, it's lesson. If there's nobody that is perfect as a human being in any gender. There are some women that lack in certain things. There are some men that lack in certain things. But like I said, and I'll go back to that, leadership is important. Leadership of self first.
Self-leadership first, yeah.
Self-leadership. Know what you want, know where you're going to, know what you can do, what you can't do, what you can be doing, what you can't be doing. Before you start leading other people, before you say you're dating, before you say you're getting married. Because the woman will look up to the man to lead. What are we doing? Where are we going to? Are we jackpying? Are we staying? Is it the children that will go? Is it me that will stay? What is the plan? A woman would follow a man with a plan, even if it's the wrong plan.
That's in a marriage, child.
Yes, but that's what it leads to. One thing about being a man would eventually, at some point, you have to bear that responsibility if you want to.
That's if you want to.
But if
Many
a
people
man,
don't want to
if you want to,
anymore.
if you don't want to, no, there's a choice. There are many people that are not getting married.
And
It's
does
fine,
it mean
right?
that those people that don't want to get married, does it mean that there are less of men than those that want to get married?
Whatever their reasons are, I think we should always be objective about whatever their reasons are. Is it that they've had negative experiences with marriages? What context?
Well, some people
people
just don't. I think I've met guys that. Sorry for that. I think I've met guys that they really just don't want to get married.
Look, let me tell you the truth. The modern marriage in the Western world doesn't favor men.
Yeah?
In any way you look at it. The modern marriage in Western world does not. Look now, think about it.
That's a big statement, though, BJ.
Let me give you, I'll follow with facts. Most of the divorces are started by women. Statistically. Most divorces are started by women. Meaning that no matter what you did to the woman, she might still leave you in the future. Elon Musk's wife left him. Bill Gates' wife. These are one of the richest men in the world. The wives left. When the wives leave, who pays alimony?
Even Jeff Bezos, the owner of
Jeff Bezos' wife left.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So most of the divorces started by women. Men as a man, if you like, be the richest, be the finest, be the tallest, be the shortest, be the... Kanye West is one of the wealthiest black men in the world. What happened with him and Kim Kardashian? So the modern marriage in the Western world, that they don't understand the context of family the way we Africans do, right, doesn't favor men. And this is from statistics. That's even if the man did not cheat, if he was a good man, if he raised the children well, if he did XYZ, there is a high probability of your wife leaving you.
So why?
Why would I want to?
Going on and on, there must really be a root to it. I don't think.
No. So
happy.
That's conversation. If we want to start, we can end it here.
Yeah.
It is due to the societal thinking in that place.
Right, now I get it. Let's wait for
God forbid. I'm here.
So Terry says it's not in all cases that the man pays alimony, but in most cases it's the man. What? Hey God. What?
Like I said, most. most, right? Most times it's the men that pay it. We've had cases that the women pay. And most yes, we have when it happens, yes. It happens it's a thing that we have to discuss about. Most times, I would say 90%. If we want to look at the highbrow cases that we can talk about, Mary J. Blige had to pay her husband off whenever from her own because she was wealthier. This musician, what's her name now? I forgot. She's British.
Oh, they call it prenup.
No. Prenup is before you marry. That's prenuptial agreement.
So if you like, they sign the prenuptial agreement.
If you sign a prenup, if you sign a prenuptial agreement, they have a level that you might be able to take. You might not take as much. Maybe they can agree at 10% or no money at all. So you can say you're marrying him for the love, right? Someone like Donald Trump never got married without having a prenup signed. Because he knows that he comes from a wealthy background and he's making a lot of money. Women would want to, marry him for his money. And after maybe 10 years, he will like, I'm doing again. Don't know what I don't like. What are you doing? And so whenever anybody gets married to him, come on, I want to marry. It's fine. I love you. Sign prenup. So, but that's taking us out of that conversation.
Yeah, out of context.
So, but getting married and all that, like I said, in the modern world, in the Western world, most times doesn't favor men. So there's some men that would say, yes, I'll stick to it. I'm not getting married to you. You might or might not have my children. I might raise other children. I might adopt whatever it is, but I'm not going to get married. And whatever choice it is, it's their choice. But leadership is a major factor in manhood. You need to learn how to be a leader. You need to know what you are doing, how you're doing, what's the plan, what's the scope, right? Then you also need to be able to provide for yourself, meaning that you know what you're doing. Do you have the basics to say you have a home over your head? You have food to eat, and you have the basic necessities of life.
Makes sense.
And whatever your basic necessities are, you define them.
Yeah.
You don't allow society or people to define them for you. Because when you follow the lifestyle that you cannot maintain, and things hit the fan, you'll find yourself that you're alone. And this is even without, this is talking about friendship, not even about marriage or relationships. Your friends that you think you're trying to catch up with, when you cannot keep up, you find out that you're alone. So as a man, you need to understand that you're a leader, self-lead before leading other people. You also need to provide. You need to protect yourself. By protection doesn't just mean fighting. Ensuring that you're in a safe place, your life is safe, your health is safe. How often do you exercise? How often do you do your medical checks? This is something that a lot of men don't do. How often do you check your blood pressure, your body, your vitals? Are you sure that you don't have high blood pressure? Things like that. Your sugar level, all that. Do test on yourself. I try to do once a year. Do just a general checkup on myself to ensure that
everything.
Boy. Yeah, fine. Do you understand? Yeah. It might not be 100% perfect, but it gives you an idea of what you're doing. So those are the basic things that I think a man should do. You should start with yourself. Then you should try to give back to society in one way or another. It could be through your work. It could be through volunteering. It could be through church. Just try to give back. Because at the end of the day, men are not remembered by how much they have, but the impact they've given. All the people that we mentioned, oh, this person did X, Y, Z. There was impact. They did something. No matter how small, they defined something. They found something. They did something. So focus on your work, grow your impact. Volunteer, help someone to grow in life. I think that's what a man should be. What we are now is what we are trained by majorly people around us, social media, and the media generally. Which is not always correct, right? For example, in Africa, you would see a man having multiple wives without being there for them. I'm not against I'm not for against monogamy or polygamy. Choose your poison, but be able to do what you want to do. Don't fight all the battles, but know that if you are a polygamist, there's a different set of battles. If you are a monogamist, there's a different set of battles.
True.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So that's what I think a man, the basic needs of a man. Then another thing that we don't talk about: men need to be loved. We are not made of stone. Yes, we need it. We need to be loved by.
Abiola, thank you for joining. So sorry to interrupt. You said
yes,
choose your poison.
Yeah, that's what I believe. Choose your poison. It's actually good for a man to decide he doesn't want to marry than to marry without being mindful of his intentions. To a large extent, yes, but that's being a leader, knowing what you are meant to do. If you, for example, getting married, if you're a leader and you know that this is what you want to do, you have certain things in place, and you're not start looking for the kind of woman that would complement your purpose or what you're pursuing.
Yeah.
And one thing I see is that people that are not clear in their purpose would connect with people that they're not bad people, but they don't just match. There is no compatibility. So a lot of people focus on sexual compatibility. What of purpose compatibility? Are we compatible in what we are pursuing in life? The man says jackpot, jackpot. The woman is saying no jackpot, no jackpot. When you were married, when you were doing stuff, were you not talking about it? The man says, my children, once they mess up one, koboko. Woman says, no, not the corner. Is that not the problem? So those are things that a man should align. This is what I want. This is the kind of partner I need to go on that journey. Because the way I see marriage is a journey, right? And it's only good to travel with someone that you are willing to go with.
On that journey.
That's just it. That's just it.
So I want you to emphasize on that men need to be loved.
We don't talk about it enough.
Yeah,
we need
you are the first person that ever said
all of us. That's the truth. Look, the way I look at it personally, right? Because I like to look at things holistically. Love is important. Forget, like all of us will be saying, I want to love the girl. The men need to be loved too. We need to be shown affection. The hard guy that is working all day, doing all that. You need to pet him once in a while. Not that you turn him to baby, but at least show him that you love, hug him, let him feel, because a lot of this emotion that we're saying that is pent up is a lot of, because we don't receive love. Ask any guy, when last did somebody say I love you? Most of the time that we hear I love you is scam. The guy wants to collect money from you. Well, I love you. Ask any guy, most. I don't know if there are guys on this live. The first time you heard someone say I love you, when was the first time you heard? Was not all of us were able to hear it from our home. Not every time who will come and say, Tunji, you did well today, I love you. The mother, Tunji, we tried, then Nisha.
How did you know that there's a Tunji on this line? There's actually a Tunji.
Is that Tunji? Tunji, come and talk to Nepa.
Tunji!
Come and talk. That's the truth. We are hardly loved. It's not like we are not. We are appreciated, but it's more like it's his responsibility now. When you pay school fees, when your husband pays school fees, hug him.
Guys, don't turn marriage counselor like this.
When your husband pays rent, hug him.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's their responsibility. Yes. What if they don't take that responsibility? Because there are many men. Truth, we should ask. Most times it's the women that cover these men's yash. There are many men, it's the wives that pay the rent, that pay school fees. I'm not saying sometimes there could be ebbs and flows in income. Yeah. It's understandable. Yeah. And if the marriage, if there's a good conversation, right, it's best to have that conversation that my wife, please, this is what's happening. Do you have savings? But the men, most times, you pay rent, so I start with your mates are buying Bentley, they are paying rent and you're making noise. Come on, Davido just bought land in Banana Island. You are here saying you paid rent. How much is rent? Rent of 250,000. Hug him. The day he can buy his own 50 million naira car, he's coming. If he's a small responsibility. So, and the love is not just a case of saying it, showing it, show affection. We need love from fellow men. This is something I think is critical that we don't talk about. It's not, bro, I love you. It's a case of being there for each other. Listen to each other when there are problems that you face. And that's one thing that my group, my man and man group talk about. We share problems, we care. My friend's wedding is in so and so place. We travel to
support the person.
We guys should know. And we should request from love from our partner. You should demand it. One last one. Apart from
not talking partner, but the people that don't want relationship, they don't want. They are not.
There are men here that we are not talking about. I'm talking about masculinity in general. Some of the people here are married. Ask your wives when last she has bought gifts for you, apart from your birthday. They will expect Clemoa. I want shawarma. Pizza. I think it's just a show of affection, right? It doesn't have to be big, but I also think that's one of the reasons why our emotions are bottled up. We don't receive love. Most times we are brought up to give, and you realize men give a lot, time, energy, effort. Most responsible men, and at the end of the day, they might not see they might not see it back. And you see that sometimes when children grow up, when his mommy's birthday or his mother's day, oh, mommy is the best. One of the man that paid your school fees, that did not default, paid your jam fees, took you, paid you to go through tertiary institution.
This guys want a limit because they don't want to appear as this.
Is this so? What do you mean, sus? Soft?
Like a girly. They don't want to appear girly.
No, it doesn't have to be feminine. It doesn't have to be in public. I'm not saying you'll be jumping on me in public. There are some private spaces, private ways that you can always show affection.
What I'm saying is,
what was the statement? I think that statement was maybe why I didn't understand.
Okay, let me pin this statement. Before we talk about this statement, the question is, what if the man is not in a relationship? How does he get the love?
If he's not in a relationship,
like, how can we love you if you are not interested in a relationship?
No, it doesn't have to be a relationship. Like I said, men should watch out for other men. Like, have your guys back.
Bro code.
Love
Why
should
you
be,
guys have a bro code
yes.
kind of thing?
No. So a lot of men just, I won't lie to you, a lot of men don't even know about the mental health of their fellow men. They don't check on them.
Because they don't
Tunde they
talk.
post now. Tunde they post on status. They alright. Call Tunde. Are you sure? Like, bro, what
Like guy
happened?
alpha.
Do you understand? Guy, that being there is being attentive. It doesn't have to be, oh, you bought balloons and you bought chocolates. No.
Yeah.
Be there for the person. Even if you are not in a relationship with a guy and you know that this guy's birthday is coming up, or you feel like this guy has impacted so much in my life and this guy is so and so. Let me buy. Guys don't get gifts. It can even be recharge card. Not every man gets gifts. There are people that have been in relationships, they don't even get gifts on their birthdays, singlet and boxers and handkerchief, like Atilogu dancers that they get.
Wow.
So if you have a man or you have a friend that is a guy, it's his birthday, buy him a gift, take him out, pay for lunch. It doesn't have to be big. Just tell him I appreciate you. Buy him a pair of shoes. What's your shoe size? Check this vendor's page. Pick whatever you want from it.
Yeah.
You know, I think in a way we've been wired to think that men would reject gifts. No human being would say no to some affection or love or gift. If someone has been good to you, man or woman, but mostly guys, we don't. The truth is that we buy all our stuff, we take care of ourselves. Oh yeah, bros, it's your birthday. It's we that will take our money to take people out.
Wow.
But that's the truth.
Okay.
You know, that I was surprised. But last birthday, some of my guys were like, bro, Alpha, like I'm in my house, so I'm just working. He worked that day, he took me out, bought me fish, bought me beer.
Wow.
You know,
No, but I think you guys
no,
do that. Okay, like I think it happens that means guys, but the girls don't actually do it for the men enough. Is that what you're
guys don't do that. I'm saying both ways. Guys should do for guys more. Girls should be able to do it for guys too. Love is not just romantic love, right? You love people. You love human beings for being there.
Yeah.
There are some of your friends that you know that they've been there, like no matter how terrible or good it is. It's not like you're trying to hit on them. Buy them a gift, send them money, send them a recharge card. It's not. It might not be big, but till date, I remember when I first got to university, a girl paid for my bike. How much was it? $100. Till now, I can't
forget that thing. Mr. Kiabiola, what do you mean by me too? I didn't get that.
I was saying that when I was in uni, right? I was trying to get a bike. We're trying to hustle to go to class or something. It was an impromptu class. And I met my classmate at the bike place, and I'm like, I don't have change.
Yeah.
And she paid the bike man. Like she just. You don't understand how many times do you hear that girls will pay your transport, quote unquote?
I used to do it when I was in OAU.
You know, that's being love. That's showing love. It's not a big deal, but it touches us. I had guy, it touches us.
Well, that is true, because I think it kind of explains why I have a lot of male friends, because I just do it. Do you get? But you guys won't show it, and I'm like, but why are you guys still around?
you notice as a woman too, you be like, I cook, though. Do you want to eat? Yes, sir, they would eat.
Okay, Mr. Aki said, I mean what he said applies to me too. Okay. Okay. What exactly? Because he has said many things now. So which one of the things did he say that applies to you? And then Terry, what do you mean by soft? Is it like a CC?
You know, it meant soft, that he doesn't want people to. Guys don't want to seem soft.
Oh, soft.
Like, yeah.
Wow.
No, but it depends on how it's portrayed. And for me, for example,
wait, must you be hard? That's the question. As a guy, must you be hard?
Would you want a soft guy? Any small thing? Oh, TJ, I'm so surprised.
No, wait. This thing is sensitive. Because don't worry, I'm going to bring one of my guests will talk about this thing very well. There was a particular day she put on her status, and she said, "Excuse me, please, I am looking for a heterosexual guy." And I'm like, what's the meaning of heterosexual?
Wait, is it heterosexual or meterosexual?
Meterosexual.
Okay.
So it's like she wants a guy that can do things like a female will do things. the behavioral way. And she said she just likes.
She was an effeminate. She was an effeminate man.
She is, yeah, that kind of thing, like a femboy, that person that likes makeup, likes painting nails, that kind of thing. She likes it. So
that's her choice. That's her choice.
Does it mean the guy is less of a man that?
No. But it might always be difficult for me. I feel that it is not. I'm not going to play around those lines of definition of what your likes or not. But does he fulfill the woman's needs? One thing I found out when you're
talking like you're talking like
what?
Like you're talking like the life of a man revolves around a woman.
Hello? Around what?
A woman.
No, not at all.
Hey, no, I'm saying, okay, if a woman is not involved in
like does it make the man that is a heterosexual?
No, you mentioned. No, I'm sorry. You said a statement now. I can't remember what you said exactly.
Okay.
So it's looking like the partner, the woman.
No, the question you brought up now was your friend that talked about finding a man.
A heterosexual. Okay.
And that was where I brought that from. So if we close that question, we can move to another question.
I think
that was where I talked about being the partner. And for me, I think whatever happens, as long as a human being is a human being, there will be someone that likes him or her.
Exactly.
So
I know you're a strong believer of that. And I don't think she was even looking for him as a partner. I think she just needed someone like that around her.
Okay.
And
that's fine.
Yeah, like for example, there was a celebrity. So AY Bam is Tunji actually. He said, does the guy meet the lady's needs? We don't.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We've explained that.
Okay.
That if the kind of person that she was looking for meets and he was saying that it was not a partner she was looking for.
Yeah.
It was,
I don't think it's a partnership. So Terry says most guys don't want public physical attention because of how others will view them. Okay, I think we've said that too. If they allow it in private and blah blah blah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we've talked about that. Not everybody's always out for PDA. Depends on you and your partner, what you guys like. So that's for on a personal level. But you can still show love to as a woman to show love. That's a cool thing. Yes, talking about if a life. I'm going back to what you were talking about. Okay. I was talking about partners because of the questions you were asking.
Yeah.
But the purpose of the life of a man doesn't revolve around the woman. It revolves around his purpose.
Yeah.
It revolves around what he was brought on earth to do.
Yeah.
And that's where self-leadership. That's why I mentioned self-leadership as the first thing.
Yeah. Definitely.
If you are clear on the purpose that you have in life.
Yeah.
If you are clear and you are working towards it, it makes life easier, even with or without a relationship. It makes your own choice of a partner, if that comes up, easier, because you know the kind of person you would work with or that would be willing to work with you. And because you are clear on your purpose, it's easy to make some decisions and to cancel some. One thing I realized in life, and it has helped me gain a lot of clarity, is that you cannot do everything. In fact, you cannot do a lot of things. You are meant to do a few things. And I would use some parts of the Bible to make it easy for us to understand. And that comes back to a quote I remember that says that a man's life is about a sentence. If I mention some names, you would see that they just achieved purpose. It's not like they were chasing things up and down, but they did what they were meant to do. Abraham is called father of faith. Full stop. He went for his purpose. Like that was it, right? Father of faith. If you want to talk about someone that understood politics and leadership in the context of saving a large number of people, talk about Joseph.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about someone that loved God with his whole heart, talk about David. These are men that their lives were not 100%. But because they followed their purpose, even when they made mistakes, they were still able to achieve their life's goal. Because I think we try to say that a man's life is smooth. No, you make some errors, you do things. But once you're clear on your self-purpose, on your leadership of self. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm meant to do. You are fine. People don't like you. It's fine. People like you. It's fine. Because even Jesus Christ had haters. He had enemies. He had the Sadducees, Pharisees that were trying to kill him. If the Son of God could come in human flesh and have people not to like him, who are you? So if we follow our purpose, we have people that don't like us. It's fine. But as a man, you need to be clear on that fact that, okay, this is what I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing. This is what I'm going to pursue. And when you have a revelation to change your direction, it should be clear to you because you will lead other people. And that's why most times you would see people falter or have problems when things around them are taken away. For example, let's say the money goes, he loses his job. But those are the things that he thinks defines him.
Yeah.
But if you are defined without those externalities, when they come, you will see some people that they are very wealthy, but they are still humble.
Yeah.
Meaning before the money came, they've understood that okay, this is my kind of person.
Exactly.
There are some people that they never had money, but they always dress well. Forget, you'll never see them cut on fresh. Like always dripping.
Never to be cut on fresh.
Yeah, you understand? So once you need to understand as a man is that you need to be clear on your purpose, what you like doing, what you can do, and to be able to transfer those things to other parts of your life. And one thing I found out is that the way you treat one part of your life is the way you treat all parts of your life. The way you treat, if you notice that, for example, employers that are very good to their employees, you realize that in their life they are very fair. That's themselves naturally.
It's not like
people that are nasty to them
and everything.
Yes, people that are nasty to their employees, naturally they are nasty. You understand? So I think a man should be clear on himself and be able to know himself to the purpose of, okay, this is how I do what I do. This is why I do what I do.
Yeah.
And it allows him to embrace or bring people close to him that follow that same frequency.
Wow.
So Eli's man revolves around that purpose. Once he gets the purpose right, you'll get the right partner. You'll get partners for business. You'll get the right partners for relationship. You'll be able to be in the right environment that will take him to that next level.
Hopefully.
And the reason why most people suffer or go through the process of, it's not making it, I'm not making it. Who are you? Are you clear? What do you represent? Are you a person of integrity? If fraud comes, would you decide to be fraudulent? These are things that make men shake. You realize that some men, bad as it bad, their 200K salary is fine. They will not go and defraud. They will not, because they understand themselves, and they will be with women that will be with them till they get to that next level. So a man's life is about purpose, about direction, and knowing himself. So that's very, very, very key. It's very key. And another major problem is that we are not being taught enough by our mentors. And that's why I think mentorship is not just a case of, oh, I look up to this person. You should be very, very particular about the kind of mentors you should have. It might not be your father. So your father maybe he didn't have the enlightenment that we have at this time. Respect him for who he is. Get mentors that would be able to direct you. And for me, mentorship is not a case that you follow what your mentor says, hook, line, and sinker. Listen to him. Pray to God. God is the best mentor. But you need human direction. You need some form of human direction to be able to do things properly.
So there's a question for you. Can you see it from Terry?
Yeah, but I need him to explain more. Do those qualities, what qualities?
I think he's talking about the purpose, being clear, having direction, self-knowledge.
No, yeah. So some of these things are for both genders. Some of these things are both for both genders, but we're talking about the core of a man.
Of a man.
For me, if you want to delve into the feminine side, I'm not so versed in it, but I've studied to be able to understand what they are going to do, right? And if you realize, most women, not all, most women tend to follow a leader at home. In life, everybody should have purpose. I believe everybody should have purpose. Like, have something that you are chasing, something that you wake up to that it makes you excited. I don't think you should be attached. Yes, I don't think you should be attached to your partner or to your children permanently. That's one of the problems that happened in our generation before us.
Permanently, or like making them I think what you mean to say is that getting attached to them at your own expense.
No, getting attached to a level, or getting attached to them that makes them your core.
Okay.
They are part of your life, but they are not the only. Some people let things like that revolve around.
Yeah.
So, for example, one thing I think our parents did, that they allowed their lives to revolve so much around the children, that when the children got to the point of leaving the home, they did not understand being able to let their children go to the next step. You get parents so attached that, what will you do? How will you eat? They would survive. So because, and again, it happens because maybe they've lost love in their marriage, and they just do it for the children.
The love
So when the child is now going, say, I'll not stay at home alone with this evil woman. No, today you're not going anywhere. Or this man that I don't know if he has 1,000 girlfriends, one girlfriend and not one man.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So, but I think that we should put God and purpose in our core. We should have people around us. The important and critical things. It might be our partners, it might be our children, it might be business partners, it might be our wives, our husbands. But we should have God, purpose in the middle.
Yeah.
Right? Then put other things as part of it. But as a man, there are some things that are not negotiable.
Yeah.
That's why we have problems now. Men are not being men. Men are enjoying life without even putting in effort. Men think there are many things that our current society doesn't teach you 1 + 1. It thinks that you should go and figure it out. In the past, if you want to go back historically, I'm a Yoruba man. When a child is born, they will take him to Ifa. What is his life journey? They would say, well, yes, why did he come to?
They want to check the purpose of the son.
Are you with me? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
To be a drummer, even if there is no one in his family that was a drummer, they will take him to the drummer's family. Well, this is what Ifa said. This is what we should do. Do you understand? It made life easier. But there's modernity, there's change of religion, there's change of all these things, and we cannot just copy and paste what was in the past. Because even right now, where are the Ifa priests? Where are the things that are going to be done? Are you sure the Ifa priest is not going to scam you? So there are a lot of things that have changed, and the dynamics are so evolving that the truth is the reason why our parents' marriages stayed was not because they were always happy, but men were men and women were women.
That's a very deep statement. When men being men and women being women, that's like
men were men and women were women.
Gender role.
Now there's competition. There is me too, I can box. Yes, you can box. Me too, I can wear trousers. Yes, you can wear trousers. Me too, I can do hair and makeup. It's fine. You can do.
Okay, I think what you mean by men and when men were men and women were women is there were defined roles and responsibilities in those marriages that made it work and last more.
Yeah.
So you can't cross the line and say you want to do.
Well, even if you want to do. I'll share a very personal story, right? And it happens from some of the folklore here. In the past, in the village, a man is not allowed to pound yam or cook. And most times you realize that in the past, the kitchen were outside the home. Do you understand? So there were gender roles. The woman was meant to cook. There are some men, titled men, chiefs, princes, that would help their wife to pound yam or cook and close the door so nobody will see them doing it. Do you understand? Like I said earlier, there are some women that will pay school fees and rent and demand
between us, but like this is like we're helping.
Do you understand?
Out.
Do you understand? So as much as we felt like, those men of the days where they were stoic, they were some men, titled chiefs, princes. Because in those days they'll just come out with they will lock the door, they will help their wives. Do you understand? The same way, so we know nowadays is like, the man has fucked up, he cannot pay rent. My sister, if you hear the real stories of the real people that are born men and women, you would understand that it's a support system, it's not a competition.
I love that. It's a support system.
So I think the problem we are having now when it comes to masculinity, femininity, It's competition. I'm a better man, a strong woman. You hear a woman calling herself king. You say, it's not a competition.
I think
you at where you are can thrive.
Okay.
That's what I think. You having your responsibilities. There are some women that take the responsibilities of men. Yes. Even in society. I'm not saying it's right.
Into that today.
No, that's not our conversation for today. Yeah. But I'm saying that the truth is this. The reason why men...
this one, sorry, I said, Terry, why should they have to lock the door to do these stuffs? Like, so why can't
we are talking about 19th century. We are talking about 1900s. Nigeria was not formed then. We are talking about a chief. Do you understand what being a prince in Yoruba land is? You are walking on the street and people prostrate in flat.
I think that was why it was the women, I think during the 1800s, I can't really remember the
1800s, 1900s.
When women were now angry and said, no, why do you have to, like, because like the hierarchy of the men were like so high up there, and then women were not allowed to do those honorable things, and you will not give the woman the same respect as you're giving the men. And so like women have created a support system for one another, and we do all these female empowerment, mother clinic, and then it's like we are now making it like we are like a formidable force, like, and we don't really care what is going on in the men's world anymore. And it's looking like we are, like you said, it's supposed to be a support system. And so if we look at it like we are not angry with the men, the two sides should just have a way of supporting one another in order for the society to maintain its balance, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the thing is this, one thing about history is that sometimes we tend to favor the stereotype that fits the conversation. There has been no place in history that has taken women out of the conversation. We have people like Moremi, we have people like Hamina, we have women that have been in the forefront, that have led battles, that have won wars. Do you understand? There are people that have infiltrated the camps. Even in the Bible, one of the judges that killed one of the kings was a woman.
Was it not Deborah?
I think it was Deborah, right?
I think he led, yeah.
Yeah, so he was one of the judges that killed the king. So we tend to play the narrative that women have not been influential. In fact, to a large extent, most of the things that happen on the palace are influenced by the woman.
I think it's positioning. It's not about the...
Yeah, it's the way we see it, or we should do it, was we feel like, oh, the men are taking the accolades.
Yeah.
Most of the
We're getting into the other...
In fact, in some places, the queen mother, the king sits, his wife sits, the queen mother sits.
Yeah, true.
In many places, in the Igbo tribe, the Ada makes critical decisions in the family. I don't know if there's any Igbo person here.
We don't have one.
We tend to play the narrative to say that, oh, the society in this past threw women aside. No, there were places that, in fact, you can't make a decision without the woman of the house, or you can't do certain things. But I understand modernity. I understand us bringing in another culture. I understand what happens, because even with what I'm saying, there were a lot of negativities that comes with the womanhood. There are places in the West, in the Western Nigeria, they will say a woman cannot sit down in front of a car. They will say, do you understand that?
Yeah.
Oh, there's an accident, you hit a woman's car. They will say, call your husband, I can't talk to you. Why? Do you understand? What if the woman is not married? What doesn't she have the right to drive on the same road with the same vehicle as you?
Yeah.
So, but those are just some brainwashed sentiments that some men to be able to belittle women.
Yeah.
But as a man, as a strong man, I would not, for any reason, if there's a woman that is somewhere that needs to take decisions, why don't you, if she is capable of doing what she's meant to do? So when we are talking about these intergender roles, especially when it comes to masculinity, I think we should understand that men have to be men. Men have to be trained on understanding who they are. They also need to understand what they are meant to do, and to be able to call out if there are any things that go wrong. You don't say because you're a man, you should keep quiet. If some things are going wrong, call it out. And this is one thing I love men try to do. They play the, oh, I don't want to cause trouble. Sometimes you need to tell the woman or the problem to be in their place. Yeah. These are their things to do. And the only way we can grow as a society is if we have these difficult conversations. Come on, this is it. It's not. That's where the problem is. We are not having difficult conversations. I don't want trouble. I don't want violence. I don't choose violence today. Sometimes trouble is needed. Sometimes you need to choose violence. Not physical violence. I'm talking about online violence. Online violence. You know when they say on violence online that today I choose violence. Yes, sometimes you need to talk about the hot things. As a man, this is what it is. As a woman, this is what it is. As a society, this is what it is. And that's why I say when we talk about let's talk masculinity, let us actually talk about it.
Yeah.
Who are the men's role model? What are they looking up to?
Yeah.
Who are they aiming to become? So sometimes you don't even have role models that you're looking up to. You see that this is the lifestyle I want.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. And you take from Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, Mr. D, and you build your own lifestyle. It's fine. But one thing I always love, especially for men, is to be clear. For example, you are a man, you want to be polygamous. You know that you are going to be polygamous. You are going into a relationship with a woman. Clearly tell her, madam, I love you. Would you be my wife? But no, in the future, maybe 8 years, maybe 10 years, maybe 2 years, maybe I will marry another one. Yes, I think it should be clear. I am a polygamous man in nature. You know, the problem we are facing now, look, that's the truth. That's what I think. That the problem we are facing now is that a lot of people hide. There are some men that would lie. They are gay. They are homosexual. But because they are of age and they have the wealth, they have everything, they will lure a woman into a relationship. And they will not be sexually attracted to those women. They will not do anything. They will not. There are some stories I've heard. They have not consummated their marriage after 4 years.
Oh my goodness.
What do you want the woman, the mental structure she's going through? You understand? Try for someone that has been trying to, maybe she kept herself for marriage or whatever it is, and and maybe she met a man that says, "Oh, that's true. I'm a Christian, or I also want to keep myself for marriage." And you get into the marriage, and the man is not touching.
Yeah.
So I kind of think being clear is not just about relationship in your business. This is the kind of business I want to run.
Yeah.
I want to run a business that I can give back to society. Do you understand? So if that clarity is there, as a man, you know that this is what you are going to do. No need to hide. Be clear. Have your intentions being clear. Fernando Kuti married something woman in one day. Did the heavens fall? It was clear. They said that you cannot go with his dancers. They are my wives. Oh yeah. So I think that's where the problem comes from. We like to play the game of, oh, don't let us do this. And the world has come to a place that we are so hypocritical. To have a man, I'm a church boy, I don't do exercise. Show your true form. Whoever you're going to attract, you will. In your business, maybe you are shrewd. You are the kind of person that no nonsense. You mess up like this, I cut you off. Don't be saying, we give him second chance, then inside you're going to fire him. Just understand who you are. Then be honest to the world. That's where I think the major challenge is coming from. We're not honest to ourselves. We're not honest to the world. And you're not thinking that people are misconstruing you. You are the one giving out negative vibes. You're the one putting out. Yes. We know Elon Musk can wake up one morning and say that he's buying any company. He's telling us the truth. Come, I like this company, I'm going to buy it. And people would... and I think that's the same thing with life too. Whatever you want, come on, I'm an actor. Don't be an actor and say, I saw you on stage. It was not me on stage. No,
say with your full chest.
Say with your full chest. If you want to be polygamous, say with your full chest. A woman that wants to stay with you will stay with you. If you do not want to get married, say with your full chest. I want to date you, but I'm not looking to get married at all. What happened? I don't want to marry. It's my choice. Then misleading a woman 10 years, 20 years down the line. So I think, and that's one thing that we as men should understand. We should be clear about our intentions to ourselves, to the world, to the people around us. If they are they will judge you nonetheless.
I think a lot of men might be facing what they call identity crisis. Yeah, because men being men is like you being like you facing yourself being facing your own call. And especially when we don't have so much, if FM was here, he would have told us about the fatherhood, but we don't even have so much time anymore. Anyways, because I want to allow 1 or 2 people to come in. But while I do that, let me continue. So like we have like, we don't like, from statistics, you know, a lot of people have more daddy issues compared to mommy issues. And so if a guy or a male is growing up in such an environment, he doesn't really have someone to, like, it depends on the kind of person his daddy was, if that makes sense. And so especially if he doesn't even like the way the daddy treated the mom growing up, so probably is now caught in between, how should I live my life? I don't know if do you get me? So he's now faced with identity crisis. He doesn't know. Yes, he wants to be the leader. Yes, he wants to be like people. You can send invitation into this life if you want to join. Fine, if you have anybody. So as I was saying, like, so I think it could be one of the reasons why men don't even like to open up or talk or participate in so much conversations, because as much as everybody wants peace, the man is, I think the average man, especially the one that has daddy issues, is wounded already. Like a father is supposed to be a mirror. Do you understand? It could be the model, it could be the mentor, it could be whatever name you call it, role model. So if that foundation is, for example, if a man grows up with a single mother, and then the mom has several boyfriends, and then maybe finally settles down with one stepfather, out of every of the numerous men she has been with, he will not know which is which. Right? So what do you have to say?
I agree with you to some point, and I just stood up to take notes, right? Because what you mentioned is a critical aspect. And you know, we've talked about mentorship, role models, having a man in the part of a son's life, and it's critical. But I think the thing is that we've tried to avoid difficult conversations, even with ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's where some of the challenges come from. Because even if you don't have a role model before, as you grow, you will decide that I want something to be different, right? And I've listened to people, I've spoken with people that, yes, they didn't have it, but they saw somebody's father, the way the father treated his own family, and maybe their friends, they went to their friend's house, and now saw the way the father was. So you can talk to your children like, you can have peace. I want to be like your daddy. You know, sometimes you hear things like,
Hi.
Are you there? Yes. Yeah. Maybe we are not even healing from our past foundational flaws.
Yeah.
Because what you're talking about is from that foundation.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe we must heal from it to even start to build. Because you can't build a new foundation if you don't heal or break the old one. So that's a very critical question. And I think to a very large extent, you are correct. Because who would you even speak to as a man that, come on, I think I have this problem. I think I have the identity crisis.
Exactly.
Who is there to have that conversation with?
Yeah.
You know, so those are some of the things.
Hi, Tunes.
Hey, Tim.
Hi.
Well done.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good evening.
It's good to have you.
Yeah.
You too. It's been a great discussion so far, actually.
Thank you.
I didn't know. I just go to Instagram. I saw this live. I was like, oh, I need to listen and just learn on some.
Thank you.
It's been a great lecture. I would say, being a man, while I was growing up, my father taught me something, and you made mention of something. When I was small, if my younger siblings did something, and maybe on house chores, like maybe I've done one house chores, then they were supposed to do the other house chore, and I was like, oh, I've done this, then they are done to do this. But when they fail of not doing it, my father will ask me to do it. I'll be like, oh, should have done this one. I was the one that did this. Now why? You just tell me you are a man. You have to take responsibility. Even if they didn't, they are your younger brothers, fine. But even if they didn't do it, you just have to take it in so many ways. I want to cry and why me? Why always me? Why always me? But this thing has I am today. So even when some things happen, I'll just take it as okay, it's fine, it's normal, it's just the way it is. Then what I will just take is look for solution if I can do it. If I cannot, then I might seek for help from other people. That doesn't make me feel less of a man. Yeah. For me, even seeking help from someone means I know what I took the responsibility by myself. Yeah. So
I'm so happy with that question. That's leadership. That's come, bros. Don't think that you finish the work. That there are people that you need to enforce to complete their own tasks.
I tend to always cry like, oh, why me? Why me? I thought they didn't like me, seriously. I thought it doesn't like me. I was like, why? Why is it always me? Why? Okay, for example, let's say we are eating and maybe they finish their whole food and I have some left. They might take my food. I'll be like, oh, why are you taking my food? They just have to give them.
That was sacrificial, yeah.
Yeah. But in a way, would you say that shaped your leadership, or it made you show and address to your siblings, or show direction to your siblings?
Don't take things personal as a man. You have to be, look at both sides. Look it from both angles. Okay, what if it's this? What if it's this? What if it's this? What if it's that?
It's true.
So it's a great lecture.
Yeah.
Don't call
it's not a lecture, but we're having a conversation. It's just a conversation. Don't look like a lecturer. Maybe it's my glasses.
People are learning, but I also learn from you, sir. Seriously. I'm something. So it's a lecture.
It's fine. It's great to have you on the board.
Thank you.
Yes. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So I think that's critical. What you just mentioned is very critical. The way parents bring up their children, and that would help you inform. So I would like to being flexible as a man is very as a human being. But again, when we talk about self-leadership, right? Not taking a lot of things to heart, been looking for solutions. It has happened already. What next?
Like it's not that deep.
It's not deep. It's not. It might be serious, yes, but
one thing I've trained myself is whatever happens to me in life, I always tell myself that there's always a way out. Like if no matter the situation, there's always a way out. There's always an alternative. If anything happens to you, there's always be a way out. You might not know the way, you might not have an idea, or you might not know where you can get it, but there's always a way out if you truly want it.
True. I totally agree with you. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for contributing.
God, I've taken in a lot. My books are full. Gosh.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much.
Do you have someone else that wants to join us before we close?
Yeah, I don't know if there's any other person. I doubt it. Yeah, I don't think there's any other person. We would have loved to continue, but our time is fast spent. And thank you, Agnes. Let me just say, do you have any other thing to say?
It's all right. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Super.
Thank you, iTunes. Let me see.
It's all right.
So if there's any other person that wants to join and contribute to us, iTunes, cheers.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I wouldn't mind if there's a lady that might join if any phone is available.
Is there a lady that wants to? Because most of the people we have here are actually males now. People have come and come. It's okay.
We've been here for a while.
Yes, we have, and we didn't even know when the time just went. Wow. Let me say that.
Oh,
Thank you so much, BJ. Thank you, Bolaji.
yes.
Bolaji. So what?
No, but it's fine as long as you're comfortable with it. Yeah.
You call me TJ now.
Yes, I do. See, but personally, but this is me, right? I know there's a meaning behind the name, right? I even in my head, I call people their full name. TJ Sunemi, for example. That's what I call you in my head.
Okay.
And if it was a new TJ Sunemi, I would still call you that full name because the reason why you were named that, I would always want to bring that to the fore.
Yeah.
So
let me reply.
Yeah. So it was great. It was great speaking. I also learned a few things.
I really appreciate.
I took a couple of notes because you asked some critical questions. Our identity as a man, where do we get it from? Who teaches us? What are we doing about it? And this is the critical question I have to start thinking about myself. Because, for example, we go to church, we go to mosques. Don't we see role models there?
Yeah.
Or is it a case that where there's so much hypocrisy in these places of our worship that we can't see? In our vicinity, do we see people that we want to model our lives after?
Exactly.
Can we even clearly say that this Mr. Rango that lives in my neighbor, that we don't know the work he does, he drives different cars, we see that the society even in itself has failed us to see that we can't see men around us that we want to emulate.
Yes.
Should we ask that question? And for a long time, you're in the entertainment industry, right? I see a lot of people misleading themselves, thinking that entertainers should be mentors. You have your own lives, you have your flaws. Because you are in the front of the camera, doesn't make you a mentor. Nobody automatically gives you that badge.
Celebrities should be people you.
Celebrities are not meant to be mentors. They are not. All of them are not. I don't think so. Some of them could actually, jive with your line of thought, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think because they're in front of the camera that you have to enforce mentorship on them.
Yeah.
So they will say, "Oh, this person, why is she dressed like this, or why is he dressed like this?" Doesn't know that people are looking up to him or her. This is their job. That's their 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they're not even. In fact, a lot of and you can correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of entertainers prefer to have to be outside, away from the camera, in their personal space.
In this day of social media.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Some people put up their acting front to get jobs. Or to put up a front, maybe, I'm a family man, snap picture with your family and to just portray. But the real deal, not everybody. It's not everybody that I think is in Messi Johnson that would start an Instagram live of a family playing Ludo. I think it's not Messi Johnson. I think it's Messi Johnson. I think it's Messi Johnson that does that. She loves to show her family to people. Not everybody is going to be like her. Some people they'll snap pictures. It's always studio picture all the time. But it's because they want to portray themselves as XYZ. So I think some people, even their jobs, even though their jobs put them out there, they prefer to have some sense of privacy in certain parts. Yeah, Sam, it was good to be here. Also, I love that you're part of the audience and the conversation.
Yeah.
I think Terry wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
And I don't see the question. Terry, can you come live, or you just want to drop?
Will Terry come live?
Terry, come live. Let's see.
Every time. I'm not sure though.
No, it might not be. It might not have light. It might not have.
I'm not sure if he wants to come live or not.
But if he wants to drop his question, it could be the last question we treat people.
It's fine. Samza, thank you. Okay. So we are waiting for you people before we wrap up because it's almost
yes, it's almost time.
7. Thank you, Samza.
Very interesting conversation.
Yeah, I enjoy and I learned a lot, coming from a man, like there's actually a question I wanted to ask.
If Terry is not asking the question, let's your question be the last one so we can close our goal.
Okay, but we can't find Terry, so that's why.
Yeah, it's fine. You can ask a question so we can say the grace and go.
The grace. Okay, I think just for the purpose of emphasis, yes. I wanted to ask, is a boy less of a man than a grown-up man? You know, because
I don't understand.
yeah,
Please
because
elaborate.
they say that a lot of women, girls, you say girls. Okay, okay.
Oh, this is another conversation of its own.
Saying stuff like
So,
effeminacy, etc. Do you think it's a personality?
So what he was trying to talk about is effeminate men. That's men that act like women,
Women. Oh,
that speak in
we
a
have,
certain
we
way,
have
that
a
are so
section for
effeminate
that
women.
actually.
So it's another conversation. I think TJ has that covered.
Yes,
it's another conversation
yeah. We have a section for that. We have people that are interested in answering that.
Yes. So it's well, for a mix of both. It's nature and nurture, but there is a strong part of nurture in it. But that's a whole lot of conversation. That's a whole because there could be brainwashing involved. There could be wrong mentorship, wrong modeling. There could be, in fact, some of them do it consciously for certain reasons, but some of them could be hormonal imbalance. That's a whole conversation.
A whole
It could
conversation
be
on its own.
it could be psychological issues. It could be hormonal imbalance, and some of them they don't even know they have struggles, right? Because they are not in the environment that can properly check these things. So, but I think it's something that TJ Sinema has covered.
Yeah,
and she has planned.
Yeah, we have people. We are going to bring to answer that. Don't worry. So, the last question I have now is, so because when they tell a boy, you're a man, when you even say, hey, this boy, you hear people around him saying, don't, why are you calling him a boy? He's a man. And then, but a girl, they still prefer saying she's a girl much more than saying she's a woman. You cannot call a small girl a woman, but a boy, you can't say, if you keep saying you this boy, or this boy, even his mom can say, no, my son is a man. Why would you be calling him boy? So the question is a boy, is a boy less of a man than a grown-up man?
Your question is confusing, but I think I understand where you're coming from, right?
Yeah.
Why does the male gender at a young age have to be given a certain respect?
Why are they not allowed to be boys instead of growing up to that?
I'll share an example. I was close to a family, and their tribe is quite different from ours. But even from him being 5, it was the first son, and the father was like, "You're the man. You're leading the family. You're the man. You're doing this." 5-year-old, you're the man. You're doing this, and you'll notice from his demeanor that he has already understood what responsibility is, the way he walks, the way he talks, right? Yeah, there are pros and cons to it. And for me, I think you should allow a boy to be a boy till when he's a man. You should allow him to understand, enjoy the boyhood.
The boyhood. Exactly, right? Because I think about that a lot. We'll wait. We're almost done. We'll wait.
I don't think we should force. Guy with me. I don't think we should force the boys to take much responsibility before their time. I don't think we should also force the girls to take up much responsibility before their time. They should enjoy their childhood and then understand responsibility as they grow. However, we should understand that we should explain to them responsibilities that come with age. There should be, and that's one of the problems that I have with the total breakdown of our natural or our native or culture. There is a place of, in the past, a man or a boy was initiated to manhood. You can't just say you're a man. There are certain things you have to do. In some tribes, not Nigerian tribes, but African tribes, circumcision was one of the things. They take you out into the bush. You go into the bush and spend a week there. You come back home as a man. Your dressing changes. The way the people, because society respects you, changes. And
Wow. Okay. Almost done. Oh my goodness, what just happened? I have to invite him back. So sorry about that, everyone. I'll just wait around for BJ to come back to the live so we can wrap this up. Ah, what a conversation. Gosh, I have like jotted and jotted and jotted. So guys, the thing is, this is the first episode of okay. So this is the first episode of Let's Talk Masculinity. We'll be bringing other episodes where we'll be talking about in-depth things about masculinity, high grace, masculinity, and its pros and cons. It's like I have a lot of things prepared for everyone here. We'll have about say 18, at least 18 guests. So normally today we're supposed to pair 2 people, but the second guest was had network issues, so he was unable to join. But it's okay. So we prepared 10 questions, but thank God 1, 2, 3, 4, say 5. Yeah. Say 5, kind of like 5 questions were treated, and in 2 hours. Gosh, that's a lot, a whole lot, and I've gained a lot in 2 hours, you know. So we have episode 1, 2, 3 till we're going to bring a female psychologist. We're going to bring Son Mary. We're going to bring someone from another part of the world. You know, we have married people, teenagers, young adults, the Gen Zs, lots and lots of people that have been heartbroken, men, you know, males that are willing to really talk, and you know, we really want to talk about this masculinity. So let me see if BJ is still online. If not, I'm just going to wrap up the live. It's been a pleasure. I've been everyone. Thank you so much. Everyone that stayed to the end, even if you didn't stay to the end, thank you so much. Okay, welcome back, BJ.
Yeah, I think network just cut you off.
Yeah.
So I was trying to talk about the initiation phase from boyhood to manhood in some tribes, and I think in a way you would understand for women it's a little natural, because most times when it comes to being initiated to being a woman, it comes with your menstrual cycle. So when you start menstruating, you say, "Oh, you're no longer a baby, you're a girl, or you're a woman." You know, they start giving you advice: walk like this, do like this. In some places, it doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, because I was not yet a teenager when I started my own.
You're early. You're one of the early people.
I was still a girl, but I wouldn't come as a woman or a lady.
No, but you will have noticed that in a way you yourself had some more. You understood that maybe not even the sexual way. You took your hygiene more seriously. You expected something at the end of every month. You decided to dress better to prevent some mishap.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, there was more, would I say, awareness that is not the same.
Yes.
And that's the thing that a lot of men, we as guys, we don't have that. There's no drastic awareness.
Yeah.
It might take a while. Your voice might break faster than other people. Some people till in their 30s, 40s, they don't grow a beard. You know, it's different for guys. But for women, it's straightforward, right? And the thing is that...
Are you sure it's straightforward?
No, a woman, you can notice the difference immediately. Like, you can notice the difference. But it doesn't mean that your life changes. It just makes you more aware that...
It's actually, your life actually changes, BJ.
You understand? So,
it changes, for a man, with this thing you just mentioned.
So that's why one thing I see that the difference between the man and the woman, right? For a man, there is no drastic, you know, that transformation that happens. For a woman, it happens. Like,
okay, like the growing of the private, okay.
It might not just be great. It's the awareness I'm talking about. It's not just the
that you are becoming an attractive
something else.
But it happens for males too, yes.
You can share. I didn't experience anything during my puberty. What I experienced was that I had a lot of pimples outbreak when in my teenage years. Sorry? It's still part of it. But it's not drastic. Everybody has pimples. Do you
Oh,
understand?
okay. I think I just feel like those.
So
Yeah.
there's no drastic bam, it has happened. Come. And you know, sometimes for you ladies, when it happens, it depends on the kind of household you are in. The mother can come and draw your ear. Now, no boy should touch you. If they touch you like this, you get pregnant. You know,
Yes.
things like that. So you not start skeptic that in class, this some girls even go in class to the level of this is my side, this is your side. Don't touch it. You know? So
Because
but
if you touch me, I'll be pregnant.
yes, sir. So those are some of the things that. But I strongly believe that even as I've been young, they should understand the responsibilities that await them at that time, but they should not be enforced to begin them. Allow the boy to
And
be a
you should
boy.
not grow up too
Then
quickly.
no, you can allow. No, so that's the thing. Depends. There are many things around it. Some families might need their children to take more responsibility quicker. Some families, it all depends. You'll see a 6-year-old, 7-year-old being in charge of the shop, you know, knowing the prices of different things, going to market to buy things for the siblings. There are many situations around it, right? But allow the child to still be a child till he gets to that point of taking responsibility, especially when we know that once the responsibilities start, they never stop. Do you understand? Once you start getting to know that I'm the man or I'm the woman, I'm doing X, Y, Z, you know, and again, another challenge I have, and I'll say before we close, is that I think that there is more priority, unconsciously biased, that more priority is given to women or ladies or girls when they are growing up to train them in certain things. And most men are not properly trained. There is a place of, oh, the woman should learn how to cook, learn how to clean, take care of X, Y, Z, you know, take care of the home. What are the boys being trained to do? Can you say for 3 weeks or 2 weeks when you're on holiday, you follow me to work and see what a man does? Or, oh yes, you can do extra, change the tire of a car, you know, learn how to drive, learn how to fix things yourself. So most times there is no direct training for young boys to be able to take care of themselves and their future. They just go and read, pass, and get a job. But life is more than that. So in society, we've spent so much time training the girl child that even sometimes you're not still taking the responsibilities of the man unconsciously. What I would try to close out is that most of us, as we are growing, especially young men that are influenced, we should explain, and you as a human being, you're responsible for yourself. I think everybody should learn how to cook, whether you're a male or female, learn how to clean after yourself, whether you're male or female, because these are life lessons. Learn how to clean your apartments, whether you're male or female. You're not going to wait for a wife to come and do certain things. Clean your clothing, whether you're male or female. Learn how to take care of it. Wear good, nice fitting, good smelling clothing. Don't wear clothes that you sweat 80 times on and you say, it's fine, I'll spray cologne.
When I have a wife, my life will be better.
should take it. No. So I think as a human being, we should take care of ourselves and we should teach each gender. Apart from we talk about masculinity today, that we should train men to be men. We should train each as a human being. Cook, clean after yourself, dress well. You don't need to wait for another person and make your life a burden on the person. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Bolaji. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Thank you for doing this with us, with me. I've always said it's about the guests. It's really not about me, but I'm also learning a lot. So I've learned a lot. I've been able to say one or two things I feel that, are my perspective. And then we've been able to rub minds, and other people have been able to take one or two things away from this. So I think we've come to the end of this.
Yes, passing words. Let us all love each other. Let all men love men. Let men love women. Let everybody love each other. Love is important in life. It doesn't have to be romantic love alone. We also need to understand and get our purpose. Let us get our purpose. Let's get better at life. So thank you for having me. God bless you and everyone.
Yeah. Bye. Let me see how to do this. Okay, guys. See you next week. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Love you.